I'm Bill Theriault, a local historian. On July 4, 1828, President John Quincy Adams attended the groundbreaking ceremonies that began construction of the C&O Canal.
U.S. Armory construction began in 1799 with the establishment of a dam on the Potomac River and an adjacent canal to provide water to the Armory.
By the summer of 1832, Irish immigrants were building the canal section between Harpers, Ferry, and Williamsport and living in shanties nearby. These workers needed stone from the local quarries and cement to hold the blocks together, plus food and drink. At the time, Jefferson County's population was almost one-third black, most of them slaves, and they provided much of the labor needed to keep the Irish workers supplied.
Free African Americans also have an important place. Because Harpers Ferry was an industrial town, there were jobs available for free blacks. This gave free African Americans opportunities that slaves did not have. It would be a mistake, though, to imply that they did not face tremendous disadvantages. In Virginia, no free African American could stay in the state for more than a year unless some reputable white person would vouch for their character. Even so, because of the local demand for cheap labor, some free blacks were able to settle in. There were also successful free black businessmen in town. John Gust was a stonemason who held large contracts with the United States Armory. The 1830 census shows that he had several slaves living in his house. If he owned these slaves, they were probably family and friends. In this way, they could be free in a practical sense, while Gust protected them from the anti-free black laws.
While the canal was slowly progressing, Asiatic cholera was heading toward this location. Back in 1832, we believe cholera was caused by an imbalance of humors in the body. Intemperance was thought to be the cause of this imbalance, was used to describe excesses of any kind, not just too much liquor. It was also well known at the time that certain people, like blacks and Irish, were more intemperate than the rest of us.
An article from the Virginia Free Press on September 6, 1832 read, "All the deaths except one, from 20 to 30 in number, occurred along the line of the canal on the Maryland side of the river. This one was an old Negro man who had been assisting in the burial of the dead and had been a good deal exposed."
Although cholera's impact on the local black population was not documented in the same detail, it was also extensive. For them, death often meant a hasty burial in an unmarked grave, since few slave owners would risk transporting their bodies back to the home place.
The Armory Dam began serving the C&O Canal in the 1832 time frame. However, in 1877, floodwaters washed away sections of the dam, now referred to as Dam Number 3, which the canal and the associated tail race remains largely unchanged today.